I'm R. Prabha, Assistant Professor in the Department of ECE, SNS College of Technology. In this video, we will see the topic on canonical and standard forms for the course Digital System Design. And now, canonical form in Boolean expression can be expressed by two subforms. One is called standard sum of product, and in the standard sum of product, each product term contains all the variables of the function. For example, f of a comma b comma c is equal to a bar bc plus ab c bar. So this is standard sum of product because all the terms contains all the three variables a, b, c. And another function, for example, if we take f of a comma b comma c, in this it is equal to ab plus ab c bar. So here this is not a standard SOP because the first term consists of only A and B variable, C term is missing. So we cannot take this as standard SOP. Okay, so this is the difference between standard sum of product and not standard sum of product. And second term is called standard product of sums. So this is given by an example. F of a comma b comma c comma d is equal to a plus b plus c bar plus d multiplied by a plus b bar plus c plus d and multiplied by a plus b plus c plus d bar. So this is called standard product of sums because all the variables are available in each function. And in this second example, f of a comma b comma c is given by a plus b plus c bar plus d and a plus b bar plus d and multiplied by a plus b plus c plus d bar. So here in the second term c is missing. So this is not standard POS. So there are two terms. One is standard SOP and another one is standard POS. SOP is called sum of product. POS is called product of sums. Okay, next is we are going to see what is a standard form. So standard SOP form means standard sum of product forms. In this form, all the product terms need not contain all literals and hence the product terms may or may not be in the minterms. And thus the standard SOP form is the simplified form of canonical SOP form. So next is difference between canonical and standard form. So a canonical form is the way of representing Boolean outputs of digital circuits using Boolean algebra, and its simplified version of canonical form is called standard form, and this represents Boolean outputs of digital circuits using Boolean algebra. So this is the difference between a canonical form and a standard form. Okay. So the next is canonical SOP and POS forms. So consider a truth table which consists of a set of inputs and outputs. If there are n input variables, we know that there are 2 power n possible combinations of the outputs with zeros and ones. So the value of each output variable depends on the combination of input variable, and the output variable will have 1 for some combination and 0 for some other combination. And therefore, we express the output variable always in two forms. One is canonical SOP and canonical POS form. So in the canonical SOP form is also called as sum of minterms form. So here the minterm is called the product term, and this is the logical OR functions. So a Boolean expression function corresponding to that output variable. And next is canonical POS form. It is called canonical product of sums forms, and this is called product of max terms form. So here for the max terms, the output variable is 0 and then do the logical AND of those max term in order to get the Boolean expression. So the Boolean function will be in the form of product of max terms. Max terms is the addition term or logical OR term. Min term is called the AND term. So now the simplified version of canonical form, SOP and POS standard forms. So now what is the advantage of this standard form instead of this canonical form is, the main advantage is the number of inputs applied to logic gates can be minimized. So this leads to reduction of total number of logical gates as required. As we see already, if the number of gates reduced in a logical function, which reduces system complexity. And now the standard SOP, and need not contain all the literals, may or may not be in the minterm, and therefore standard SOP form is simplified form of canonical SOP form. And the next is the assessment. We have seen sum of product term and product of sums. Sum of product is sum of min terms, and product of sum is product of max terms. Min term we have seen it is a multiplication term. Max term is the addition term. And type of canonical form we see canonical SOP and canonical POS. Thank you.